Should there be secrecy between the husband and a wife? First, let me define what secrecy is. Secrecy is deliberately withholding relevant information when it concerns your spouse. So, when it comes to this matter, it can be a little dicey, but ultimately, it has to do with the person you're doing life with. For instance, if there are already foundational issues, maybe you don't know how much your spouse earns, or you don't even know how much you both earn, and then you expect that there will be total transparency, you know there is a foundational issue there already. So, you need to first look at the foundation. How is your marriage like? What exactly do you talk about in your marriage? Then have you started your marriage on the premise of you can keep things to yourself, or you started on the premise of we have to be totally open to ourselves? There are 1,001 reasons to keep secrets actually. For instance, we were brought up in different ways. I might have been brought up in a family where my mother would keep secrets with me and my father never knew anything about it. If I continue in that paradigm, I would naturally gravitate into a marriage where I expect that there are some things that I would not share with my husband. And if, for instance, you grew up in a home where you see your father having a best friend and then telling valuable information to his bestie rather than your mother, you will think as a man that, oh, it is okay to keep information away from your wife. And if you have also seen on social media when they say men has come, don't trust men, don't trust women, naturally, if you go with that mentality into marriage, you would think that it is okay not to share everything because you're not sure if that marriage would even last for the long haul. So why tell her everything? At the end of the day, he or she will use it against you. However, it must be said that secrecy in any marriage is not good for the marriage, because where there are secrets, the consequences are enormous. I'll give an example. A man went for his surgery, and then because he lived a kind of life where he didn't tell his wife everything, the woman could not gain access to his own things. Like, they wanted to make payments, it was time bound, it was urgent, and she couldn't access anything. And the man had to wait. He also lost his memory, so he couldn't even remember what his accesses were. So they had to wait for him to recover a bit and then go to the bank again to reset passwords and all of that before they could access money. And while they were waiting, the woman had to go out and borrow some money. Was that really necessary? This happened because there was no openness in that marriage. I will give you another example of a couple who there was also no openness. Sometimes the husband would go out for days, he wouldn't even tell the wife, and then for one particular day, he went out for about 3 days. At the end of the day, they found out that he had had an accident and he was gone, he was dead. But she didn't even look for him because it was customary with him to go out from time to time and not even tell anybody where he was going to. So one of the reasons why people actually keep secrets or are not totally open with themselves is because they feel a kind of insecurity and they feel, oh, if I tell my spouse, they might tell me what to do. But really, it is not bad for your spouse to tell you what to do. It's your life together. There should be no secrets, as it were, between both of you. So what are you actually doing when you keep secrets, when you don't tell yourselves important things? I believe strongly that marriage should be about full disclosure. Why are you keeping secrets?